Welcome to the Leadership Unveiled podcast series by the HR Association of India. The series explores the minds and journeys of the pioneering leaders, entrepreneurs making waves in the business world. I'm your host, Neha Jagnani, and today we have a truly special guest, a visionary leader, a trailblazer in their industry, and someone whose journey brings both inspiration and valuable lessons. She's none other than Toshi Kaushik. Toshi is an experienced global HR leader with a track record of building and leading high performance teams that drives business value in complex and matrix financial institutions and professional service industry. After an illustrious and rewarding career in South Asia, Toshi has moved continents to embark upon a transformative journey with Scotia, Canada's talent strategy global HR team. Leveraging the power of building strong relationships with stakeholders, she excels in evaluating and managing competing priorities and translates business needs into people initiatives and plans. With her ability to navigate ambiguous and fast paced environments, she has designed and led large scale HR programs around talent and performance management, culture transformation, coaching, succession programs, employee retention, and engagement, where she has leveraged agile methodology, design thinking, and inspirational leadership to make an impact in the bottom line. Toshi's HR expertise spans the entire talent value chain. She is an economics graduate from SRCC and a gold medalist in MBA HR and OD from Delhi School of Economics. Committed to continuous learning, Toshi has recently added an international HR credential from one of the top HR colleges in Canada. Toshi, thank you so much for joining us today. How do you feel about this?
Thank you, Neha. I think this is really wonderful initiative, and I'm very excited for the rest of our conversation because I'm sure some very interesting aspects of what we do and what we get to do are certainly going to come out of it. So thank you for having me over here.
Thank you so much, Toshi. So to kick things off, I want to know if you can share any defining moment, Toshi, which has sort of shaped your approach to HR and OD in general.
Absolutely. I think I like to keep things simple. So let me think of a moment which is fairly relatable to many of us in the HR and appears to be a low-hanging fruit and still misses the eye quite often. So it happened during my time with one of the banks early on in my career. Despite all the growth in profits, it faced high employee turnover and a noticeable decline in employee engagement. These issues were affecting the productivity and the overall workplace culture.
Sure.
And what we realized after a thorough analysis, Neha, is that it became clear that these issues that were stemming from were actually from lack of proper communication, lack of recognition opportunities, and probably an absence of a very clear progression path, even though the bank had all of that, but probably what was missing was the link between what was there and what was available for the employees to kind of take on.
Sure.
So I developed a comprehensive organization strategy which focused on the three areas of enhancing communication, recognizing and rewarding employees, and a very defined career development path. And bingo, you could see a significant improvement in all the three matrices in just about 18 months. And it formed up my belief that by investing in these areas, we not only enhance employees' belongingness, but also contribute in driving overall success of the organization.
Fantastic. That was truly insightful, Toshi. Thank you so much. So my next question is with respect to employee retention and engagement. We all know how crucial it is for each organization's success. So I want to know what are some of the strategies that you find to be most effective when it comes to catering to employee retention and engagement in general.
I think that's a favorite topic these days, especially after the pandemic. We have spoken so much about these things, and there is no perfect solution to this question. But more certainly, I think what comes to my mind is that it's proven and it's now a fact that employee engagement and retention are crucial to the success of any organization, whichever industry they are in. And the top three on my list after, whatever I've experienced so far is the first for me will, of course, be, fostering and cultivating a culture of positive work environment that gives you opportunities for professional growth, let's say through encouraging open communication and collaboration, or by way of recognizing and celebrating diversity. And now, of course, we have an added element of equity and inclusion,
Right.
offering tailored to individual career paths and not really just a plain vanilla program. and defining the career ladder opportunities. The next one for me would be, how do you make your employees feel valued and recognized, not only by the way of rewards and recognitions, but also by investing in their well-being. We all know that rewards does not necessarily have to be monetary. Even an opportunity to work on a high engagement project it will also go a long way in recognizing someone for the good work that they are doing.
Right.
And similarly, examples across the industry when we talk about investing in our people through wellness initiatives. Some things, some organizations have certain packages. Some of them are still inventing and figuring out what's best for them, depending on the industry they are in, depending on the size of the organization, and of course the profile of their employees. Thirdly, I think the last one for me, of course, and not last in terms of categorizing or ranking them, but the third one that comes to my mind is certainly the engagement of the leadership with the teams on the ground.
Mhm.
Because times employees do not have a sense of purpose, they would not really be energized to contribute to the overall journey. And it's
Right.
cyclical in nature. It's not only the leadership who has to connect, it's also the employees have an opportunity to go back and give feedback so that it's a two-way street. In fact, I will say that involving employees in decision making goes on to call them pseudo stakeholders of your organization.
Right. Right. Fantastic. Great insights there, Toshi. So my next question is, I want to ask you if there is any mantra or philosophy that particularly guides you in your approach towards personal or professional life, if you have to share.
I think yes, there I will certainly put two key things for me that guide me and have been a cornerstone in my personal as well as professional journey, and they are integrity and acting responsibly. It helps me stay humble and navigate through all kinds of situations that come across. Of course, there are moments, and of course, there are times when you really need to, believe whether this is working for you or not. But it promotes an environment where people can learn and develop and take responsibilities. Because what follows is commitment and empathy. Starting out, nudging somebody for advancement, or driving towards collective goal requires dedication and commitment. It is
Right.
important to stay committed because then you are able to show that you care for your people or the project or even the larger organization. It shows that you are willing to get involved. And empathy should not be mistaken with sympathy. It does not mean that you just have to agree to everyone. All it means is that you understand what others are going through and you can appreciate how their feelings impact them, and then you have them along with you for the rest of the journey.
Right. Right. It's truly intriguing, Toshi. So I want to know your thoughts on the importance of mentorship, Toshi, and how it has been for you, particularly in your journey in HR strategy and OD. So the importance of mentorship there.
My mentors have actually played a very crucial role in shaping my career, Neha. Whether it is during my college days or even during my professional journey, I can proudly say that I have enjoyed the blessing of having mentors across my professional as well as personal journey. And sometimes there are moments when no optionalities seem to exist and you are in a conundrum. But there is one person that you can lean on, and it doesn't necessarily have to be the same person all the time because we evolve, our roles evolve, our requirements change. So it's not that you are holding somebody's hand and then you leave. No, there are moments when you may need different mentors for different things. So the guidance, the support, and sometimes I will call the insights that I have received or I keep receiving have not only helped me in developing my essential skills, but also give confidence and perspective to navigate some of very convoluted aspects, right? Let me share an example here where mentorship had a very profound impact in my role when I was mandated to work on the organizational strategy aspect. So I was working as a senior HR leader in a rapidly growing business. And we were facing significant challenges in terms of the HR practices around aggressive business plans. The organization strategy had already been finalized, and we were working with the business within the organization that was still, evolving in a very different way. The
Mhm.
growth of the organization and the growth of this business were aligned, but it was very, very fast paced, and that led to many challenges in terms of the talent acquisition bottlenecks or alignment in terms of the cultural requirements or even inconsistent performance management techniques that were a point of concern. My mentor at that time was a highly experienced CHRO and actually happens to be a very well regarded figure in the HR fraternity. So he introduced me to some tools and methodologies that led to exceptional outcomes. We reduced our reliance on external hires by 30%, if I remember correctly. Our engagement scores increased by 25%, and the turnover saw a decline of 15. Now, these numbers are noticeable because I still remember them, even though they have been a couple of years ago, because it kind of had an impact on the overall productivity of the employees, and that was something that we could see in the results. That is where I realized that, how do you link and label some of the things that we do in the HR with the overall outcome that the business wants to see.
Right. It's truly enlightening. Thank you for sharing that example as well, Toshi. So this brings us to the last question for today, which is drawing your expertise in HR. What advice would you give to the aspiring HR professionals who are looking forward to have a meaningful impact in their organization, and particularly in the role of HR?
I think whoever is joining the HR world right now has taken the best decision. This is the time, and I know that I have also heard it when I was growing up in this journey. But for me, HR is actually a craft, and it's not really a science or an art. And as they say, you can master a craft only by practicing it. And this learning must be applied across all facets of HR, not limited to only just a few, because for you to be an SME in your area of choice, you must experience what it takes to deliver the rest of the domains across the talent or the HR value chain. Secondly, and this is across for anybody who is now getting into the professional space or probably has been there but is still, kind of moving or shifting their trajectory. Be proud of what you do, even the mistakes, because for me they indicate that you're trying. I have I have got a pat on my back even when it did not yield the right results, and that probably encouraged me to celebrate the small milestones while working towards a larger goal. It feels, it makes you feel proud of who you are and how you approach certain things. And lastly, and very importantly, there is always a payback time. One must not forget to give back and strengthen our HR community. We need a lot of us to make it stronger and much more stronger.
Fantastic. Truly enlightening and insightful, Toshi. Thank you so much. This brings us to the end of this podcast, and I thank you for gracefully sharing your insights and experiences. I'm sure our listeners will greatly benefit from this. It was my honor to host you today. Thank you so much once again.
Thank you, Neha. This is a beautiful initiative, and I just wish you and the entire team all the very best. May you go onwards and upwards from here. Take care.
Thank you so much. Thanks, Toshi. I'll just have a quick word to our listeners. Thank you so much for tuning into this podcast. If you enjoyed today's conversation, do not forget to subscribe and leave a review. Until we meet next time, keep inspiring and innovating. Thank you.